Hey YouTube, I'm back. I just want to talk a little bit more about my spiritual journey. And I told you, yeah, I moved to Florida, and I just started spending a lot more time at the beach. It was something about just going to the beach, and like I said, I would talk to God or what I thought God was, and I just just ask, you know, ask Him. At the time, I consider God to be a Him, but I don't consider God to be a he or a she anymore. I consider it to be like an entity, like the universe. It's just, I consider the earth to be a god. I consider her to be our mother. And but yeah, it was something about just spending time out in nature that was just sitting in the silence and just, like I say, just thinking about me, thinking about myself, a deeper meaning in life. And I spent a lot of time just sitting outside looking at the stars. It was just something that just told me to just sit and look at the stars. And it was something healing about that. Just being back out like in the country. And I learned not to be so hard on myself. And I learned to be real with myself. You gotta be real with yourself. Cause shit. You gotta realize, sometimes in life when you was the problem. Or when you just, because the mind is a powerful thing, and we create, sometimes we make shit or situations worse than it has to be. But it's not our fault, because that's kind of like indoctrinated in us from kindergarten and everything up to you graduate high school, because like our school systems aren't meant to teach us to succeed in life. They only teach us what to think, and not really how to think. And I fucking hated school. I hated school. But yeah, down there when I lived in Florida, I was working this job, and I hated that damn job. They was working us 12 hours, 12-hour days, 7 days a week, 7 damn days a week, and I was only making like 11.75, I think, if that was at the most. But they was working the shit out of us, just standing there in the assembly line, and putting parts together for Ford. Shit, I just got tired of that shit. I just got tired of that shit. Like, that's what they want. They want us to be like zombies. And like I say, I was just like, be like, damn, I know it's a deeper meaning in life than this. But like I say, spending time doing that, I learned a lot about myself. So don't ever, be afraid to be alone and just be in quiet silence sometimes. I learned how to meditate more. And meditation isn't necessarily just sitting there just being still. That's one form of it. But meditation is pretty much anything that just brings you peace and just brings you in the current moment. Dancing, listening to music. There's many ways to meditate. For me, I like to take a hot shower, or I'm like to soak in some bath salts with some candles and everything. But you know, I learned to look more in than out, because everything starts, with you, with the way you think, with the, how you feel about yourself, and I learned not to be so hard on myself, because I was my worst enemy. I was. I used to be tripping a lot. I did. I ended up like in a mental institution. But now looking back, what I'm learning is those was just like symptoms of the spell. You know what I'm saying? Like, they consider like, that's why people are crazy and bipolar and, doing drugs and all this and everything. It's just they want to escape this reality. Crazy people be like, and I never mind nobody calling me crazy as shit. I just ran with it, because one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to fuck with the crazy person. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, this is you learn a lot of things, and I did like start just seeing the world so differently, and I noticed just like damn, I don't like this shit, so I got to be the change I want to see in the world. And but yeah, I quit that motherfucking job. I did. Um, but I did get into crystals while I was down there, and I still get people giving me shit about that, but crystals are powerful. Crystals been here before us, if and it's not for everybody. Because I've met people along my spiritual journey that I thought was also on the spiritual journey, and who to say they wasn't, but like I say, some people hop on the trends of this shit, and you got to be real about what you want. Because if you not being real, it ain't for you. Because I'm learning that crystals choose you; they choose the owner, and people. I met people that say, "Oh, crystals are evil," and I didn't. I burnt my crystals and I ran back to, Jesus and everything. And, shit. Well, I can't talk because at the same time I was still using crystals and holding on to the concept of, I guess what, is Jesus. But it's power. These things, they got power in them. They come from the earth. Everything else we use comes from the earth. Why, even diamonds are crystals. Gold are crystals. Crystals are everywhere. It's crystals in our body. Water crystals that in our like cellular structure. It's deep. And like I say, I'll teach y'all about that one day. Because I love crystals, and they vibrate. Sometimes I put them right here up to like my third eye or my chakra. And I just sometimes if I'm anxious or something and everything, I just, take my crystals and just hold them and everything. I use them when I meditate. Sometimes I put them around the tub when I'm taking a shower and everything. They do work. Because it's been a couple of days. Sometimes I went to work without my crystals on me. And people will try to come to me with their negativity. But the days I will have them on me, people will leave me alone. That's what I want them to do. Like I had one in my car that I used to stop me from getting tickets. But like, not that I was speeding or anything. I just don't want a ticket. But yeah, like I said, you just gotta figure out what works for you. Because like I say, everybody's journey ain't the same. Everybody's path ain't the same. You gotta figure out, what works for you, and don't be too like serious with it. Because some people, I've met people that I might have been at one point just too taking it too serious and everything. Like, don't be too hard on yourself. Yeah, that's just all. Don't be too hard on yourself. I had to do a lot of forgiving. I had to forgive myself for things that I didn't know. And that's what you got to do. You got to, because we all here to learn. Ain't no such thing as sins. We here to learn. My bad. I had an edible. But yeah, we here to learn. But what else? What else I'm saying? I got into crystals, and I just love them. Like I said, I met people that say they are evil or the crystal to mess up their life. From what I'm learning is they have their own personality. Sometimes I do talk to them. They have their own personality and they choose you. And if you not what they choose, then maybe your life might be chaotic, or maybe it might I consider them to be tools. That's like I say, because we the first crystal, so I just consider these just tools, and they amplify me. They part of me, but they they just make me stronger and everything. Like, that's it. And people call it witchcraft, and that's okay, but they don't realize they doing witchcraft when they going to church and they partaking of his blood and eating of his flesh and everything. Call voodoo. But I'm not gonna judge them, because I done took a couple of sips of that Jesus juice. I did, and now they ate the little cracker that they consider to be his blood. I mean, his flesh. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I say, it just what I'm trying to say is the universe, because the universe talks to you and everybody in different type of ways. Like when I was working at that job, I met this German lady, and she was the first person that told me about angel numbers. So me, I was still holding on to that. The angel numbers. What the hell, angel numbers? She told me like she started seeing 1111 a lot, and I just like this lady tripping. So it wasn't not too long after that, because I would take breaks from social media. That's something else I did a lot. That's something that's really good for you. Take breaks from social media, because that shit can be addictive and it can be a time waster. And you got to spend time with yourself and read a little bit more. I love to read. I had stopped reading for a minute, but I love to read. I love to research. I love to just But what was I saying? She taught me about the angel numbers. And then like all of a sudden I started seeing it on Instagram. Like I had got off this Instagram break and I just started seeing these numbers, but I still wasn't like paying them no attention because I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then it's like I started getting like these daily reads, and I just read them every day. And it just like looking back and just realizing how the universe is talking to you or necessarily trying to wake you up. It's just like, oh, because honestly, I thought I've been tripping the whole time. I did. Like I really, but just more and more and more coincidences started coming. And like I say, I had my first tarot card reading and she told me that I had to like change my belief systems. Because I asked her, what is it that I need to do to achieve the things that I want in life? And she said, you need to change your belief system. And for some reason, she told me a lot of other stuff, but that stuck to me for some reason. Because I had started taking like real estate classes to like figure out how to wholesale. But this is looking back, I realized this is when my powers started kicking in, because we all have powers, but we've been, dumbed down and, they fuck us up through the food and our water and everything. So it's like we all have power. We used to be so much more capable of things. And like I say, they still using the damn power on us and we don't even realize it. Like I said, mainly through that Bible and through fear. But yeah, what was I saying? I realized the universe was talking to me through everything, like through the movies I was watching, through the books I like to read. Like, I was just like, damn. I thought I was tripping, but seeing more people come out and talk about this, I do feel better. And some reason I can't stop talking about it. And, like I said, you're going to meet people, and I've learned to stop, necessarily judging people or being too hard on people. I ain't gonna take nobody's shit. I just, look inward a lot now. If I say that right, inward. I just look more inside myself now and just try to figure out what is it that I don't like about this person that I could, change about myself. No, I'm not perfect, but sometimes what you don't like about somebody else, you might not necessarily like it about yourself. And like you will learn like who really is your friends and who's not. But like I wanted to talk about, that's part of tapping more into your power. Because I started taking, I'm just all over the place. I started taking a real estate class, and some of it sounded too good to be true, but some just told me, because I became more quiet. You become more quiet and you become more observant and everything. Although I always been a little bit more quiet and a little bit more observant, but I really learned to like hear people. And it was like one of those real estate guru guys, and he, was fake. Some just, like I say, some just started clicking in me, and I ended up sitting with this group of people. Some just told me to go sit over here to this group of people, and this group of people was feeling the same way I felt and everything. But some told me to shake that man's hand, And I shook his hand, and it's just like I had a vision, or I just, saw that I couldn't trust him and everything. It's just, along your journey, you will realize your powers and how powerful you are. And like I said, these are, they amplified, and ain't nothing wrong with, keeping your crystals in your pockets. And like I say, put them in your car, have them all around you, put them in just random spots around your house. You gotta, I teach y'all how to cleanse them. You can cleanse them like during the full moon by sitting them out in the full moon and, letting the energy from it cleanse them and everything. You can use your sage. You can use Palo Santo. Incense is an energy cleanser. I learned all these things along the way. This whole time we've been doing stuff that the ancestors been doing, and it was so much deeper, and we didn't even realize it. Even candles have a deeper spiritual meaning than, what we think it is. So, like, you will find what works for you. My bad, I keep going out of camera. I'm doing this because, me, I can kind of be in my head a lot. So I'm learning to just do it. Once I do it, I do. And I feel so good just talking, to y'all about it. Whoever this message reach, I'm not going to stop. They deleted my Facebook and my Instagram because I just started posting the truth. And that's all I can do. I feel good about it. Because everything we've been taught and told has been a lie. It's been a lie. And they out here, they labeling some of us crazy. And keep seeing people saying, people going to hell. And what else they saying? Look, there go 333 right there. It's deeper. Life is deeper than what we've been taught. And I've always felt that. And I'm glad for this journey because I learned that I'm, not alone. And I just, I wasn't crazy. I ended up in a motherfucking mental institution. But that's okay. Like, I don't, I look back on my past and everything, and I don't want to change none of it because I want to be who I am, today. Like I say, now I look at how the universe was talking to me, how my ancestors were in there for me, how I've been protected. Because that's something else she told me in that tarot card reading. She told me you were very protected. And I always, for some reason, felt very protective. And because, looking back, all them times I was stressing out, I was doing this, I was doing that and everything. Because, at them times I was being somebody that I thought everybody else wanted me to be or needed me to be, instead of just being a person I, need to be for myself. And, because ain't nobody doing this but me. And it's okay to be a little selfish sometimes. Like I say, I don't play with myself. And I don't allow other people to play with me. And my ancestors don't play about me. We powerful. We more powerful than what we think we are. And we more connected to the earth. The earth is so much more than what we've been taught or what we've been told. My bad, I don't got my mouth dry. Yeah. You really when you go to your inner child, because that's what I had to do. I had to go to my inner child and I had to tend to him and just figure out what the hell he never had that he needed. I just learned a lot. Like I said, you look back at life and you just realize how much certain things might have had an impact on you, and how just so conditioned you are to just kind of just get over things, and just we aren't necessarily taught to be humans and to just breathe in our emotions. But this is what this system does to us. It's meant to break us down and have us being slaves and working all our lives, just keeping the rich rich, and they don't give a fuck about us. They don't. Them motherfuckers, they like I say, they poison our air, they poison our water, they poison our food, and they probably, like I say, I've been posting all this stuff on Facebook. They must not like it, but I don't care because I'm gonna get it out, and it is what it is. Y'all got us fucked up. It's like plastic in our fucking in the air we breathe. Our clothes is plastic. This shit is giving us cancer. Like it's so deeper than what, and that's why I can't be quiet. I just can't be quiet about this shit. Your spirit, like I said, the universe was talking to me through Instagram, and I would see little stuff talking about, people just, being just crying and just realizing like, oh, it's all fake, and I just feel like, okay, universe, like I say, sometimes I still wasn't taking it serious because I thought I was going crazy, but it was like it'd be random shit. I'll think of something, and I just like pick up my phone and just get on Facebook or Instagram, and it'll be a message, and I just like, damn. But like I say, once I really just woke up and just like, oh, bro, it's fucked up. Everything is like, yeah. And then you go through the stages. Like I say, this shit, realizing the truth ain't for everybody. That's just all I can say. The truth ain't for everybody. And that's what I used to sit on the beach, just showing, God, like what is going on? Like, this can't be it. What do you want from me? Show me something. And then it's just, these answers just started, coming to me. Like I say, I didn't even realize it. The lady was telling me about the angel numbers. For some reason, the crystal store I went to, that I always like been drawn to that store, but I never, would go in there because it's like, oh, that's witchcraft. But the minute I stepped into that store, it was just, oh, it was so peaceful and just bliss. It was dope. Shit, I didn't even want to leave. I just stood there reading all about all the crystals and what they do and what they for and everything. And I did start eating a little bit better. I stopped eating fast food as much. Because, I can't, we're not supposed to really eat all that stuff like that. My body has gotten to the point where it really won't allow me to do that. And I'm not, like I say, not judging anybody because, like, everybody's journey is different. It's all a learning thing. Ain't no such thing as sins. But so, like I said, as I learn more, I'm gonna teach y'all more. I'm learning about like the history of America and just certain little civil rights things that, we've been taught kind of just been a lie. Cause I'm learning that, like, they want the racists to like be beefing and everything, but it's like it's black people and it's white people in this shit running us, the elites, and they don't give a fuck. Shit, they like, long as we get them to be fighting amongst each other, divide and conquer, and we don't even realize it. But I feel a change coming on in the world because like I say, there are more people waking up, and I just, I want to do my part. That's all. Like I like learning, I like teaching, and like I say, this message gonna reach the right people. I trusting in the power of the unknown. Along my journey, I learned to start writing down things more, and writing down things help you manifest things more. And I just, I have my positive affirmations that I say to myself, and it's gonna be days that's just gonna be dark, but you gotta dive into the dark. You can't be afraid of the dark. side of you, because we all, it's all one, light and dark. One can't exist without the other. If it wasn't for evil, we wouldn't know what, good is. But, and some people lean towards, just got to realize, we all capable. We all are products of our choices. So, just like I say, I always treat people the way I want to be treated, unless otherwise. And that's just, because you don't have to put up with nobody's shit. Like I said, we all here to, live and learn. We all choose to be here. And, we all born into some shit. Shit that, condition us. And like I said, you got to get to a point where you forgive yourself for things you didn't know. I saw like the change I want to be in my family. That's what I'm going to be. But I ain't going to put up with everybody bullshit. So, I don't know. I'm deep in thought. Because it's deep. And that's just all. Don't be afraid to just dive deep, and don't be afraid to have a deeper meaning in life. Because it's all a rat race. That's all it is. And that's why, sometimes it's good to stay away from social media for a bit. The reason why I'm a little bit upset about the social media, because I do have my own, little crystal shop that I'm trying to, get popping. And I'm gonna take this little time away from social media, because it can be addictive. Like, they put shit in there to make you like, oh, I gotta get this. I want to buy this. I want to, that shit. They control us through so many things that we don't even realize it. Sometimes I got to take a break from my phone. Sometimes it's good to take a break from the TV, spend a little bit more time out in nature, and just, because that's who the Holy Spirit is. The Holy Spirit is the air that you breathe. We are spirits having, a human experience. So that's why you shouldn't be too hard on yourself. Laugh more. I always love to laugh. And, they try to take that from kids at a young age. It's not okay to be silly and weird, and everybody got to think the same and dress the same, all that shit. School is a fucking prison. School is a fucking prison. I hated school because, everybody wanted to see who can dress the best, and I just like, being popular. It's all just it's just a social experiment. That's all we are to them. Like I say, it's the signs is everywhere. It's in the movies that we watch. It's in the TV shows that we watch. Like, why you don't think that stuff real? Where else would it come from? So yeah, I guess that's really all I wanted to say. I'm gonna get off of here and I'm gonna just relax. And like I say, just learn to love yourself a little bit more. Learn to I love every part of me now. I love my little tooth right there. I love the little gaps in my teeth. I love my unibrow. Something told me to stop shaving my unibrow because it it's like a crown for my third eye or something. So I don't shave my unibrow anymore. I embrace it. Because my grandma always told me it's a beauty mark. Like I said, once you learn to love yourself, you become unstoppable. You don't need nobody to love you. Because ain't nobody going to love you like you love you. So I want y'all to have a good night and send me good, positive vibes, and, like it and share if you want to. And I just appreciate you for watching. Thank you.